What's the matter? Really loud? I know, that's from... Turn the headphones down. Phones are good. How about the game? I got a little game.
And we welcome you back to Wildcat Elyria Christian Eagles basketball. So we're going to start this one off early. Addie Patrick looking for a three. And it's good. Starting the season off strong. Addie Patrick, nothing but net.
Right off the bat, Addison Patrick, she's a dominant shooter from the three.
Yeah, and I mean, she wasted no time there, and that's one of the best things you can do for starting too. Anytime you can go out there and make a statement early, it's going to prove to your team and to the other team that you're here to stay and you're here for business. As Prescott hands this one off to Noggle. Right back down there to Rojas, and that one's going to be off the top. Rebounded by Kamiko. Predicted to have 7 rebounds tonight by herself. As Unruh drives, Hecox looking for the Moundridge second 3 in a row, and that one's off the front of the iron. Right back down at Unruh on a Kamiko rebound, and a left-handed finish is good.
And that's just a great lift by their team there. Hattie just knew Cammy was down there, and they connected for a bucket. It's a great play by their team.
And this is, again, a steal. This is what the Wildcats really like to do here is they like to go in there, they like to drive through. They really like to treat these opportunities down low for their girls, too. And Hattie Hecox is going to get a foul there.
That was on Cammy Noggle, her first team foul.
And foul will go on Noggle.
Excuse me, Millie Moody with the foul. Her first.
Patrick opens it up with a 3, followed up by an Unruh left-handed finish. And so far, so good for the Wildcats. 6-0, 7-12 left to go in their first quarter. And back-to-back free throws is good. Wildcats up on a strong shooting first minute of the game here, 7-0, 7-11. And drives one out, kind of stops and stumbles. Elyria's first shot of the afternoon, and that one's off. As Unruh drives baseline here, hands this one off to Hecox, and her free throw. Gonna be going for 2 free throws there now after a missed layup.
And that's one thing the Lady Wildcats shine on is getting those easy layups. They just run the rim at all game.
They do, and then one of the things Coach Huxman emphasized on too was just being hungry and wanting those opportunities. So anytime they can get low and get open looks down there, they're gonna throw up a shot close to the basket as they should. As that one is just off the tip of the iron from Hallie Hecox.
And she's got a lot of pressure on her starting her first
time starting. Didn't start last year, set behind Weedle. And we're going to get a jump ball, and Elyria is going to retain possession now. So 6:55 looking to end Moundridge's strong 7-0 run that they started on. And again, the press here is killing Elyria, and that one's going to be blocked there by Addison Swenson. And Unruh dribble drives, shakes and bakes a little bit now is Hecox, and that one's going to be poked out. Carrying this one through here is dominated by Prescott, and Patrick picks that.
Yeah.
Unruh's opportunity now. She drives. She's strong. Finisher up top. This one kicked out to Hecox. Right back out to Patrick. Back out to Unruh. And her three-pointer is just off the front of the rim.
And I think that's key for Elyria tonight is defense. They need to stop the Cats at all possibilities.
They can't turn the ball over like that either. If you're going to go down there and you're going to get a steal, you don't need to give the ball right back to them. As Prescott now has this, just weaving through the Wildcats defense. She's going to pop this one out to Noggle. Noggle right back to Swinson. Her three-pointer off the front of the iron. And a travel by Unruh picks up the ball. And just kind of a moral of the story for the Wildcats last season was turnovers. That was huge. A lot of turnovers. It was really tough.
And that's a key for the game today is capitalize on turnovers.
Limit turnovers too. You got to take your chances when they're there.
Yeah, just hold on to the ball.
Moody now has it on the right corner wing. Flips one off. Great defense by Unruh. She's got a full head of steam and lays this one up right off the front of the iron. She's going to go to the line for two. That's 5:52 left to go. 7-0 still. Moundridge on a 7-0 run.
Fouls on Amelia Moody, her second. Team foul number 3.
And I think that's what we're going to see from the Wildcats the whole game is a lot of steals, just running up and down.
Yeah, you got to pressure the ball. That's one thing that Coach Huxman really likes to do is ISO that pressure. As Unruh's first is going to get the bouncing in.
Carly Jo Rojas in for the Eagles.
I mean, the Wildcats, they went on a strong suit, 19-4 last season, so they looked to mimic that success. They were really good, great position to go. They just took a tragic loss. As here's another steal from the Wildcats. It's going to be 4 steals in the first quarter, and Patrick's three is just off the top of the iron again. They're doing a really great job on getting offensive rebounds. Kamiko floats through, and that one's going to be another turnover for the Cats. That was tough. Noggle has it with Patrick on her, and that's going to be Patrick's first foul.
Fouls on Madison Patrick.
And one thing is Kamiko kind of got caught in that spin cycle of trying to shake her to finish. She just could not get number 34, Charlie Jo Rojas, off of her, and she ends up.
There's nothing you really do off that. It's just kind of like get up, kind of stumble, keep going.
That was great defense by Rojas, and that was tough. You can't slip and fall though. You can't turn that ball over. That's the biggest thing. You can look for a kick-out opportunity as Elyria gets their first point. And 1 for 2 is going to be Cameron Noggle, and Stoss with the rebound right back to Hecox. Hecox takes this, looks for her playmaker. She drives in, looks for Patrick. Patrick's third three of the first quarter, just off the front of the iron. And Stoss with an aggressive rebound. Right back through. Stoss with the short corner mid-range, and that one's going to be topped off by the rim.
And one thing I'm hoping to see a lot of tonight, offensive rebounds.
Yeah, and like the Cats just played some impeccable defense there, and that was really tough. And here's a block by Hecox. That press is really going to work nicely against the Eagles. And unless they can start moving the ball and can't get trapped in that short corner like that, it's going to be a long night for them.
Like Patrick missed a shot, kicked it right out.
Yeah.
Got another attempt for a play.
Offensive rebounds have been huge. Pyle now has this one off to Noggle. Noggle right back down to Prescott. And this one down to Swinson. Right back to her. Shakes and bakes at the top of the key. Spins around. Moves her defender off of her body. And Noggle has it on the wing now. Swinson now almost picked up her pivot on that. You got to be careful. As lobbing this one right over the freshman Mackie Conkling's head, and that's going to be a score for Elyria. Addie Swinson. Joy Pyle throws a dime to Swinson down low. And if you're Mackie Conkling on that, she's only a freshman, but she's got to watch out for over-the-top passes like that. Kamiko now has it. Floats one out to the corner. Skip pass over to Unruh, and she's going to float one up with her right hand, and she's going to finish it. 3:10, 3:45 left to go, and the first, getting a scoreboard camera up as we are going to go.
So currently it's
Timeout Elyria as
So currently it's 3-10. Wildcats are up. We got 3:35 left in the first quarter. Biggest thing I think for Elyria, just play with confidence. Just keep going. Let's keep your head up. Let's keep going.
and it's only 3-10. You're down by 7 with 3:35 left to go. There's plenty of volume. You can't get flustered. That's one of the biggest things that you cannot do. You can't get in your own head. You can't create more turnovers than you've already had. And if you're the Wildcats, you just got to keep applying intensity. You can't get tired. You can't let your foot off the gas just because you got a little success. You really have to drive in there.
I think the word for Elyria tonight is composure. I think they just need to keep that mentality the whole game, and they'll do just fine.
And I think that's going to be.
But coming out of the timeout,
Getting a scoreboard camera. What were you going to say, Joe?
coming out of timeout, I feel like the Wildcats are looking really good offensively. Being up 7 points, not a crazy lead, but something really good in the first quarter. Already playing some of their bench players, Stoss and Conkling.
Yeah, and Huxman's rotations last season even were really good. She's a really good coach. She knows when to rotate players out, and she knows when to leave the players in too, which is huge. As Swinson's going to throw up a cross-footed jumper, and that one's going to be off. Got a little interview with Coach Huxman coming up at halftime too. Kind of asked her some questions going into the season, how she felt. Some good questions there, interviewed by Joe Azarito. As Hecox has this on the wing, floats one right out to Conkling. Conkling right back to Unruh. Unruh drives down. They really like to run these curl routes down as Conkling shoots a one-footed three.
Yeah, that's definitely a big part of their offense is curling. I see a lot of slip.
And again, Mackie Conkling is getting beat down low. Addison Swinson gets down and around. You got to move your feet more. You're lengthy. As she looks to redeem herself. She's quite the athlete. As Stoss now has this. And dribbles down low. Right back to Stoss.
And being one of the younger girls on the team.
Wide open in the corner.
Conkling being one of the younger girls on the team definitely has a lot of pressure on her to perform at a high level.
Yeah. As here's her three-pointer, second of the quarter, and that one's down the drain. Mackie Conkling getting her name on the board here with 3 points in the first.
And I think that takes away the first game jitters for her. Getting a big three early on.
Huge three for the Cats. You want to keep applying, and the momentum is huge in the game of basketball. As that three is banging off the side of the iron from Grace Prescott. 13-8, 159. What a shot from Elyria. Way to respond, too.
Yeah, it's feel like everybody can knock down threes tonight. Not seeing a lot of missed shots, but yeah, there are definitely a couple.
Yeah, and it's kind of like you just got to keep going. You just got to keep going. It's first game, you're going to be rusty.
Oh, yeah.
That's what's tough with these, which is why I think on the boys' side of the game, and even this one, you could see a close game. I don't think it's going to be a blowout by any means.
Just miss a shot, run it back on defense. You can't let it get to your head. But, I mean, coming out of the quarter, Wildcats are at 5, looking strong, trying out some of their bench players. You know, Stoss, sophomore, coming off the bench of the sixth man for the Wildcats, doing pretty good so far. Got a couple rebounds, shot attempts.
Yeah, and she played a big part last season, too. She came in for Amico most of the time, and she really found her way through the rebounding game. She's not a big scorer, but she can really hone in on rebounds and even set screens here with the curls as Elyria is going to smartly trap in that corner as Conkling's going to get that one off to Hecox. Unruh now dribbles and drives, finds the freshman, also Ryerson, and Hecox is going to get fouled there. So like I said and you said, the curls are a big part of their offense. So Elyria trapping in that corner is probably one of the best decisions you can make. Wildcats really can't do much when there's a fin in the face. Statistically, I mean, they turned the ball over a lot last season like we've talked about. So if you get pressure early, as Hecox makes her first, you can really find a way in. You can find a way to crack this team.
And, you know, this is still a young team. All these girls,
I'm senior.
they'll be playing with each other next year, but they got a lot to learn. But they've been playing with each other for
Yeah.
a long time, so
And
they have that team chemistry.
They're passionate about this too. They came
Yeah,
to the season.
this is a team that loves to be here.
They came to the season. They're hungry. They're passionate, and they want to get it done. And they're going to do that by any means. As Swinson now throws this one off Stas' forearm. 1:24 left to go. 8-15. Swinson now tries it from the corner, and that one's going to be just far off. Hecox has this, throws this one down to Conkling, and Conkling's going to throw this one to the Elyria bench. And that's going to stay Moundridge's ball, actually, off of the fingers of Amelia Moody. Anu throws this one into Hecox, right back to her. Finds Conkling, shot 2 threes already, made 1-2 for Ryerson now, right back to Stas. Stas' short corner, just far off. Anu with a big rebound. Wildcats again, another offensive rebound, as that's going to be a foul on Charlie Joe Rojas.
And Stas is not afraid to take those mid-range shots. You know, she gets there, she lets it fly, make her miss.
Yeah, and that's kind of like what Huxman wants them, I feel like wants them to do really, is find a way to just go in there and play your game. Unruh is going to make that.
Tammy Noggle returns for the Eagles.
Patrick opened up the game with a 3, but since has been quiet, hasn't really found many opportunities as she's on the bench right now. But expect her to come back in, but Unruh, she's been doing pretty well. A lot of dribble drives too. One of her strong suits is how well she is at driving. You know, she's got a triple in the back of her arsenal, but she rarely uses it. She really facilitates inside.
And this is an athletic team, you know, already coming out in a press in the first quarter.
Yeah. Well, and to Illyria's credit, they've responded nicely. It being 8-17, you may feel like you're getting behind, but if you're Elyria, you're in a good spot. You are in a good spot. You've made a couple big shots, and you can really get after it.
So freshman Patrick will check into the game.
That's Addie's little sister. She makes a statement pretty early, and she's going to dive on the ground. And that'll be called a jump ball. What I'd like to see the Cats do is let it fly a little bit more, you know. And here we go, as Hecox's three-pointer is all courts, down low, 29.
So I think you were perfectly exactly right with what you said. I think they just need to let it fly more. Yeah. That's going in.
You're up 8-20. Now you can start really trying to hone in on a lead. And here they flip it around here. Conkling's going to take this herself for a left-handed finish, and it's going to swirl the iron and in. 22-8. Moundridge is going on a little bit of a run here.
And she should have dunked it.
She should have dunked. She's close. She's 5'11". Can you believe that, Joe? She's 5'11", lengthy, and athletic. This is a textbook basketball player. Daughter of Jack Conkling, the government and history teacher and baseball coach and middle school boys basketball coach. Ryerson's three-pointer off the side of the backboard, and that's going to do it for our first quarter, 8-22. What a rotation from Huxman, and putting in this second group of players, and they just really honed in there. That was impressive.
Oh yeah, young team coming off the bench like that to perform that well.
Yeah, it's big, especially first game. You're a little bit rusty. You haven't played. You've only got 2 weeks of practice, but Huxman did a beautiful rotation there. She didn't put them in all at once. She didn't overwhelm them. She kept the starters in so they got comfortable, and that's how they found their way through.
And Huxman works on the things that her players need in practice, and that's why they're such a good team.
Right, and then credit to Elyria's head coach Greg Fields too. He is responding nicely. They don't have the firepower that Moundridge has, but he's the score is 8-22. But he's responding to it. That he put a trap in the corner. They need to build off that a little bit more. He's gonna get his girls ready to go.
Elyria needs to keep playing confident and run to the rim. Like that's gonna be their biggest hope is getting those layups.
(22-8). Insane. What a start. What a first quarter to kick off the season. I just want to say that. And, Joe, recap the JV game a little bit. How'd that go?
It went pretty well. We won by 40 points.
It's always a good day.
Jesse Lutz, number 4. He'll play varsity tonight. He had 23 in that game by himself.
Man, he is one crazy shooter.
Run us some crazy. Went up for a layup. He had a steal, fast break. Got the layup. Did the same thing again. Went for the dunk. Hit like the top of the gym.
Oh, no. Yeah, that's tough.
But no, it was a good game. We just responded better than Elyria did.
Yeah.
And it's a younger team. You know, there's freshmen on that. You know,
Yeah.
got Tremaine and all of them. They're learning.
Hey, kind of the JV is just getting reps. Getting you guys prepared.
We didn't run any plays wrong.
So,
We did most of it right.
It's always good. A 40-point win. Couldn't ask for anything better. Prescott hands this one off to Swenson. Her three-pointer is all chords. 11 to 22. What you need to do good back in this is just score. I mean, that sounds pretty simple, but you just got to put the ball in the hoop as Hecox tries to respond, and this one's going to be off the lip. Swenson has it. She's going to hand this one out to Moody. She's going to take this one up, still not running a full press, just keeping her 2 guards up in her big back.
And that miss from Hecox is not a big deal. She has really good shot selection.
Yeah. One thing I want to highlight is Prescott absolutely drilled a three-pointer in the corner, so I think what Elyria needs to do here is start to shoot it more. They've made 2 threes in this game so far, so they just gotta hone in and just shoot. Just let it fly. You can't turn it over and not have an opportunity down low. Nagel's gonna hand this one off to Pyle, and that one's gonna be a close turnover, but off the hands of Unruh.
And Wildcats' defense have been amazing tonight. I feel like they did all the stops they want.
Yeah.
They had a bunch of steals early on, just like what I'm talking about.
A close steal. That one's going to be off and out. Moundridge's ball.
Fouls on Grace Prescott, her second. Team foul number 1. Ashton Patrick returns for the Wildcats.
As Ashton Patrick is going to tune it in. There's a surprising amount of sisters on this basketball team. We have the Hecox twins and then the Patricks. So we got a lot of clarifying to do as both Patricks are in the game. So,
And that's where that team chemistry comes from. A lot of these girls have known each other their whole life, growing up together, played ball all their rec, middle school. They know each other. They know what they're going to do.
Hecox lays that one up, scores 24 to 11, and another steal here. Patrick thinks about it, hands this one off to Unruh. And she's going to stop and pop in all chords. Cami Unruh is on fire. And another turnover by the Christian Eagles.
My opinion, Elyria, take a breath, get the ball in, run a play, get a bucket.
Like you said, composure is one of the biggest
Composure
things.
just need to stay calm.
Yeah.
Everybody is first name jitters, not a new thing. This is how you respond.
Kamiko has this one, hands this one off to Patrick. Patrick to her sister. And that one's going to be stolen by Swenson. She's taking this one down man to man. Going to kick this one out to Prescott. And Prescott's layup is going to be no good. Patrick kind of shoves Swenson down there too. So a little bit of a physical game as Cammy's going to Euro and loses the ball. That's a little cluttery play, you could say.
And these girls are not afraid to get physical. You know, on the ground, diving for balls.
Yeah.
I would not be surprised to see that.
And they got Sheaf coaching too. And he's really showing them defense. And it's paying off from the looks of it. They've done a wonderful job as this inbound play is just a setup for an Unruh layup. And you know how good of a finisher she is. She lays that one
Yeah,
through.
Unruh's just a rim runner. Like, she just gets the ball, goes lays it up. Gets the ball, goes lays it up.
Pyle now has this. Throws one right back down to Swenson. Swenson to Noggle. Noggle takes a screen from Rojas. Tries to throw one down in the hands of Kamiko. There has been a lot of turnovers this game as Unruh drives. Find Patrick. Her three-pointer. Bang! Ashton Patrick, first career high school points, comes off an assist from Cami Unruh.
I guess all the freshmen are coming out and banging threes.
Yeah, something like that. And this is stripped out by Kamiko.
That's a good steal by Patrick.
Another steal for the Cats, and Patrick's going to lay this one up. He's going to get fouled on an interesting fall.
Fouls on Grace Prescott, her third, team foul number 2.
And one thing I want to say about Hallie is she moves the ball really well. She spaces the floor well. She's not the biggest shooter. She's not going to score the 30 points. She's going to move the ball well and set up opportunities for her teammates. As Patrick's first free throw is good. 32-11, 4:31 left to go in the second.
Yeah, her and Unruh are really the playmakers of the team, in my opinion.
Yeah, I mean, it was last season. It was Addie and Cammie, and this season it's going to continue to be Addie and Cammie, and they still have a year too. So they play summer ball together. They play volleyball together. All these girls have an incredible chemistry, like you said, just from volleyball, being around, how small the school it is, and they're close with each other, and it pays off on the court. They're really, really, really good at that.
And they pretty much only have 2 starters in.
Yeah, and
so you know that Moundridge's bench depth is crazy good.
Yeah, and they don't have the most amount of people on their team, but the girls they have they're playmakers. They want to be here. There's no other place they'd be than in this gym right now.
But I would check Izzy Durst in the game as much as I would check in Hallie Heatox. I feel like they're all really equally skilled.
As Swenson is going to carry this. She's done the majority of the ball handling. They really haven't done many rotations. They've rotated Rojas in a lot, but so far Dawson and Glendon is just not getting in the game that much. And Cameron Nagel gets her first points of the season. Up top is Unruh. She drives through looking for anything. And she's going to find Heacox. Heacox throws, but another turnover. Game of the turnovers as Swenson's going to take this one with Heacox close behind. Fires one out to Noggle. Noggle's three-pointer is just way off. Patrick's three-pointer right off the top of the rim. And another offensive rebound by the Cats.
And that's what I'm saying. They miss a shot, get the board, and they go back up.
Stoss is wide open is Unruh. Mackey doesn't see her. And again, still wide open in the corner is Unruh. And she's going to fire this one, take this one herself on a mismatch with a left-handed finish, and it swirls the iron and in. Cammie Unruh continuing trends from last season.
And she's really good at attacking the rim, shooting the three. Do it all.
And another turnover for Elyria. So far, 34-13. Moundridge has done a perfect job tonight. They really have not, aside from some turnovers, they really have not failed. Like they've made shots, they've moved the ball around, and they're getting open. They're not shooting dumb shots. They're taking shots that are open.
No, they're getting everything that they want. It just depends if they make it or not.
Yeah, and like I'd like to see them air it out more. They have a lot of shooters on this team. I really think that Patrick is just going to be just like her sister and be able to knock down those threes. But also Mackie Conkling is going to be probably the star of this team in 2 years. Once this group of juniors leave, I do believe that this team is hers, and she's gonna do some pretty amazing things.
Yeah, I can only imagine how much her athletic ability is going to grow if she's playing varsity as a freshman.
Yeah, and she's six-man, too. She's one of the first ones off the bench, as a freshman. And this team is young. Schreiner to Ryerson to Patrick to Conkling. To Graber, too. Those are 5 freshmen on your varsity team. So we're going to see how well this young team can really thrive. And like I kind of talked about earlier, Huxman's rotations with keeping the younger girls in and getting with the starters to feel comfortable, and then putting those freshmen in by themselves. Like, that was open waters, and they went off as Heacox now has this on the wing. Floats one down. Patrick's three-pointer after missing is just off the lip. And jump ball, and that's going to be Moundridge's ball again.
Now, we're in the second quarter, almost at halftime. Fatigue's going to start setting in. Some of the girls are going to get tired, missing shots that they would normally make if they were fresh into the game. So we'll see how that affects.
And Stas pulls a little Kareem Abdul-Jabbar out of her pocket and puts that one in on a hook shot. 36-13, 242. Dossett now has it. Going to flip this one over to Swenson, back to Dossett. First time in the game, and she's going to throw this one off of her foot down there. Great defense by Ryerson.
Yeah, it's great defense by the Wildcats.
And laying this one up is Patrick, and she misses. As Kamiko gets the rebound and air balls. And again, offensive rebounds are huge. And Kamiko wide open and puts that one in.
That's what I'm talking about. Confidence. Missed. Airballed the first shot. She sinks the second.
Offensive rebounds are huge.
Yeah.
It's one of my favorite things to see. I believe if the most dominant teams are the ones who control the board. So when you control the glass, you're going to win the game.
About 2 minutes left in the second quarter.
Noggle's going to throw this one off the side of the backboard, lands in Ryerson's lap, and she's going to pressure the floor up by the out-of-bounds line. Dossett closely behind. Stas floats one back out to Kamiko, and she's going to get the end. One layup. Great throw from Stas. Even better finish from Kamiko.
That was a perfectly executed play by the Wildcats.
That was an absolute dime and great
Good
throw.
patience by Stas, waiting for Kamiko to get the response. She makes the connection.
That's great court awareness, too. I will say. It's just a great play. As Kamiko's and one is good. So a three-point play for the Cats is absolutely cooking. As Prescott has it. Kind of undersized. She's banged a three already. Going to get this one into pile and Noggle off of a cut. Taking this one down the floor is Heacock. She's Hezzies and throws a heave of a pass to the freshman Ryerson, and she's going to take this one again, exchanging off the top of the backboards. And floating one down here for Noggle. Noggle to Prescott. Tipped by Kamiko. Great defense from the Cats again. That's one thing they've done. Holding an opponent to 13 points at the half is huge. And calling bank is Joy Pyle.
But that's what I'm seeing. Kamiko has great hustle.
Yeah.
Staying down there, she waited for tried to get that steal, came back. She's been working.
She's lengthy. She's fast. She's athletic. So anytime you can use that to your advantage. 15-41, 38.7 left to go in the second period. As Dossett is going to check back in with Amelia Mooney. And Durst is going to come in for Heacox. And coming out for the Eagles is going to be Prescott and Rojas.
And Durst did play varsity last year too, so.
And these are the kind of the positions she came in. She kind of came in towards the end of the halves. But she did good.
But yeah, that's what I'm saying. Good young team.
As Ryerson steal again, going to hand this one down Durst. Durst is going to go through, almost draws a double. Heacock's a wide open three-pointer. String music down the hatchet. 11 seconds left. 44-15. Absolute showcase from the Cats.
And that's Heacock's good shot selection I'm talking about.
Yeah, and Noggle's going to throw one up. Off the lip. 44-15. What a showing from the Cats, and do the Christian Eagles got enough in the tank to even come back and make this game competitive. We'll be back in 10. And a little bit of a interview is going to come up with Coach Huxman, and we're going to flip that over now sometime. And we're going to flip this over in a sec. So just ask Coach Huxman some introductory questions to our season. We wanted to really see what it's going to be like. So we're going to show that now.
For this season with the team so far?
Yeah, this group of girls has played a lot of basketball, and they've played a lot of basketball together. So we're excited to see what they can do this year. I think they have some lofty goals, some things that they'd like to accomplish, and they definitely have the ability and the potential to do it. So I'm excited to see what we can accomplish.
Okay. How has the first couple weeks of practice been?
Good. I would say our practices have been really competitive. That was our challenge to them, was to compete every single day and try to make practice harder than a game will be. And I think they've done a good job of rising to that challenge and just making each other better.
Okay. What's the biggest difference between this team's and last year's team?
Well, we only had 2 seniors last year, so we have a lot returning. We have some freshmen that will contribute right away as well. So there's a lot of chemistry that's coming back, and we're really excited about that.
All right, and if you just describe this team in one word, what would it be?
Ooh, that's a tough question. One word. What do you posit? My group in one word, I think I would say passion. They're really passionate about each other and about life and about basketball, and it just makes them really enjoyable to spend time with. They love each other, they care for each other, and I think that translates to the court. They play for each other, and they are passionate about just accomplishing the goals they've set.
That's a really good answer. Okay, lastly, how do you keep your girls locked in during the first 2 weeks of the season before the game starts?
Yeah, we're definitely excited to play somebody else, right? We're tired of playing each other. But like I said, this group is really just focused and passionate about what they want to accomplish. And so it hasn't been too hard to keep them locked in. They're ready, and they are trying to get better every day. And so I think they show up with that mentality, and hasn't been too difficult to keep them locked in and focused on that.
All right, that's all we have for you, so thank you for coming in.
Yeah, thank you.
And we welcome you back, second half action, 44-15. As I hope you enjoyed that special interview from Joe Azarito, and they interviewed Coach Huxman. We got another one with Coach Schnitz by yours truly, as Noggle has this one right back down at Prescott. And Elyria trying to get away from their habits of the first half, and that one is off the front of the rim. And those habits were turnovers. They really gave him a lot of opportunities, as Hecox is going to get us going again.
And I think for all athletes out there, that is a great example why you talked on the court.
Exactly.
Hecox would not have done that bucket if she did not say a word.
100%.
So athletes, if your coaches tell you to talk, that is why you talk. That play right there.
Communication is key in the sports realm and in life, as Pyle is going to put this one off. 17-46, 7-10 left to go. A lot of sevens on the board. Hecox floats this one down to Kamiko. Kamiko puts her in a spin cycle and lobs one up for the net.
Elyria just needs to start running the rim. If Moundridge didn't do it, they got to do it. They got to get the score up somehow.
Yeah, and kind of like I said in the first half, Elyria's main goal here should just be to get shots up. They have not had a lot of opportunities to shoot the ball.
And that's just the Wildcats' defense. You know, they're not allowing that.
And Pyle now has this one. Floats one up top the key, not going to shoot it. Kamiko wisely takes a step down. As Prescott has this one, lobs one up, and that's through the net. Why need an arc on your shot when you can just throw it through the hoop? Oh my goodness.
It's a great shot.
Interesting shot. She's banked 2 threes, as Hecox's 3 is off the top of the iron.
I mean, hey, the glass is there to use. I mean, you got it, you take it.
Yeah, and no shame in the backboard game, as some would say. As Elyria fighting through the ball, another turnover, and again, communication with the Cats. Lays one up.
And they're just scoring so efficiently. Like, they're just making the right passes. Nobody's missing layups, not a single person.
And they're doing so well at communicating. I really do think that was one of Coach Huxman's talking points at the half was, how are you going to communicate?
You know, if they can talk all day in class, they can talk on the court.
That is true. And Prescott is building the house. Not that it matters, though. 5'8" sophomore Joy Pyle lobs one up. Hecox just missed a 3 in the last possession. Kamiko flips one through. He's going to lob one up and off the top of the rim and in.
I feel like a bunch of people underestimate Kamiko. She is a good player. There's a reason she starts varsity.
I mean, and one of her biggest strong suits is her footwork. She's very coordinated, and she can facilitate her way around a rim.
Averaged around 7 rebounds last year.
It's huge.
She works the paint.
Fouls on Holly Hecox, her second, team foul number 2. Aspen Sauce in for 12.
Quite the turnout for the Cats, man. They travel well. I mean, even Elyria, too. This game's not a home game for either team. Neutral site. And the Cats, they travel well.
My goodness,
you know how strong the
block
community is.
Cammy there.
And Patrick, wide open lay-in, and we'll capitalize on it. Checking in is going to be the 2 freshmen, Kamiko and Patrick.
And I do think now is around the time Hutchman's about to start trying out her other bench players.
Yeah, her rotations are going to be, she's going to try to mimic those rotations.
Ashton Patrick and Mackie Conklin in for the Wildcats.
You know, she doesn't put them all in at once. She rotates them in, lets them get comfortable, and then puts the core groups in. As Hecox is going to frantically get back on the court.
Elyria struggling to inbound the ball here.
And a huge block from Patrick. No, ma'am. As Conklin's going to take this one up And Adam. Huge block. What a oh
That's
my
a
goodness.
great athletic play by the freshman there, making it happen on the court.
Rising up to the occasion. And again, trying to get a block is the Wildcats. Prescott's three off the front of the rim. Under tries to fit that one into Hecox. Stotts floats around. Under's three-pointer is too hard. Patrick tries one now. Stop and pop at short corner and off as Hecox tries to hurdle Swenson, and that's going to be over the back.
Calls on Maddie Hecox, her second. Team foul number 3.
And Durst and Ryerson will take Unruh and Hecox out of the game, so get almost a full freshman lineup. We'll see what happens.
As Prescott now shot a few threes, made a few threes as she drives in. 4 defenders on her and she throws it off Stoss' forearm. Ryerson's going to take this one down. Skip pass down to Patrick. She drives in, finds Stoss. Stoss right back out to Ryerson. Her three-pointer off the front of the rim. Patrick thinks about it, fires one out back to Ryerson. Pretty young lineup in, only one upperclassman. Conkling's three-pointer is, again, off the top of the rim. You could build a house. Flying down the rim on a 2-on-1 situation is Prescott. She loses the ball, and she floats one up. Conklin, great defense.
And I feel like that is why Hutchman's confident enough to put her bench players in and know that they're going to still get that score up throughout the game.
They're hungry, and it shows that they want to be here by how hard they're playing. They're up by 20-plus points, and they're out here playing like it's a one-point ball game. Conkling is face guarding Prescott. It's pretty rare to see a team up by this much and still face guarding. And I don't think it's Huxman. I really do think it's the players. As Rojas fires one out to Noggle. Right back through. Joy Plow almost missed that. She's got a couple buckets, and Prescott thinks about the three. She wants to shoot again. And another turnover for the Eagles.
I feel like Elyria just needs to pick up the pace. You know, they just need to keep their head down.
100%.
Not let it get to them. Just finish those easy shots, man. Like, when they get in the paint, they just got to lay it up off the glass.
Right. Not a running clock till the fourth quarter, I believe. So this is a pretty nice gym we're in, though. Small Christian college, and they are kind enough to let us use this.
Big thank you to them.
Yeah, big thank you. This is quite the venue. This is a nice gym for an NIIA. It's a pretty nice gym. Durst is going to drive in, stops and pops and air balls. Ryerson, huge rebound. They're flying over the court up 20, and Stoss' short corner. Another one, and another potential offensive rebound, but Rojas is going to climb in on that.
And at this point, for the role players, it's just making shots. You know, they're getting all the rebounds. They're running the plays correctly, I feel like. They just got to get it done.
And another one off down to Rojas, and that's going to be a foul on Stoss.
On Aspen Stoss. Team foul number 4.
Quite the game we have here. 22:56, 1:28 left to go in the third quarter. And Plow now has this one. Floats one down, and a huge block from Ryerson. Still playing physical here. Durst flies down the court. Wide open is Conkling. Doesn't see her and throws one away again. As Schreiner is going to check in for the first time. That leaves Lennon Graber as the only freshman who hasn't been in. She will most likely get in based off Huxman's rotations. She's going to want to get everyone in.
You know, the Wildcats, they're up 30. Might as well let the kids play.
And if you're Elyria here, you just let your girls go in, and shot there is off.
I think that's exactly right. You know, no ring is on the line tonight.
Patrick's is off the front of the rim.
And I think that's how the rest of the game is going to be. Just let the girls play.
Yeah, and there's not much you can do. It's going to be a running clock at half. Elyria fell behind. They're not going to win this game. And, yeah, that's tough, but at the same time, it's a tough game. Well, we're gonna. I truly believe we are going to have a pretty good game here coming up with the boys.
Make sure you tune into that. It'll be tip-off is at 7. So make
After
sure.
this, so it is currently 6:58. So we'll probably tip off around 7:15, 7:20 with warm-ups. And Prescott's second free throw is good.
Returns for the Eagles.
It is going to be quite the game. The boys, anyway. Elyria, actually, I'll save that for pregame. As Durst three-pointer is good. Izzy Durst. 0.8 points a game last season. She's got 3 points a game now. As Swinson, a wide-open stop and pop, is off the front of the iron. Throwing one down here to
That's what Elyria is struggling with. They're just not getting back on defense. Cannot stop the Wildcats from finishing in the paint, man.
As Elyria's going to get ball, start the fourth quarter. Will be a running clock. 24-61. Moundridge doing it just like they drew it up. So we'll be back in a minute. As start of fourth quarter, 7:53. Starters are back out for both teams. Going to try to get some repetitions in. Kamiko again floats around, puts one up, and gets the and one. Macy Kamiko proving herself as a finisher.
And that's what we were talking about earlier. She's just dominating the paint. Like
She is.
she can finish those tough layups.
She's very good. I will give her that. She is one heck of a basketball player, heck of a post. As another offensive rebound for the Cats. As Unruh throws this one up and a 4-point play.
And I think they're going to call that a carry.
That was on Addison Patrick.
Nope, that's going to be a foul on Addison Patrick, excuse me.
And a running clock. His game's going to be over pretty soon. 6 minutes on the dot. Prescott thinks about the three, doesn't take it, hands this one off to Plow. And missed opportunity there for Moody.
And just for everyone to know, the scoreboard is incorrect. It is the fourth quarter, not the third, so just ignore that.
The fourth. Patrick's three is off. All smiles for the Cats. Coming up, preseason tournament next week. We got a busy schedule, Joe. a lot of prep for us, and not a lot of practice time for the Cats. So,
And we got tournament week coming up.
Yeah, that's next week, tournament week. It'll be fun. And got games the 10th,
12th and 13th.
12th and 13th, yeah. Half days for all of us, so it's nice.
So I'm saying I love tournament week.
I'm not hating on the decision for the half days. As Durst pushes this one down. Edmond, Lions, and Hillsborough. Each team will play each team once. We're only going to do the Moundridge games, I believe.
I don't know if you saw it, but that was a great reverse layup
great.
by Mackie Taunton there, the freshman. Drove baseline, got it.
Yeah. Putting on that Jay Conk special.
Yep.
Swenson thinks about it, pushes one down. She's going to shoot it again, and off the top of the rim. Prescott's three-pointer is off.
So, coming out of this game, Elyria, what do you think they need to do to get ready for the next one? Because some girls might be flustered, might
Right.
not. What are we thinking?
Honestly, this is probably the hardest team you're going to play all year. And this is going to shape you up. A lot of coaches love playing teams like this early so they can see how well their team is against higher and better competition. I don't think they played bad. I think that the turnovers is what gave Moundridge this high of a lead.
Yes.
They didn't play bad. Right.
If they had perfect ball security, this game would be a 10-point game.
It'd be close. And, you know, some of the shots didn't fall your way, and that's fine. I mean, they went 14-8. They were third in the Wheat State League last season. So, I mean, they're going to be fine. It's a tough first game, but it's also a building process. Right?
Yes, and that's where you just got to keep your head up, get to the next one, get to the next shot.
And they're going to have their in-season tournament, so they're going to have a lot of those things. And I know Coach Knitz, and I'm sure Coach Huxman, they love they're going to be in the Trojan Classic now. They are going to play some top 3A teams and some 4A teams. And that is going to give them a taste of what the state tournament and sub-state is like. In-season tournaments are one of the best things for your team to get a taste of what that bracket plays like, what the we lose, we're done is like.
Yes, for sure. Those will be exciting games to watch.
Trojan Classic is going to be a classic.
So, about 3 minutes left. Kind of just our garbage time, letting the game finish out. Moundridge just kind of dominated the floor tonight.
Right. What a game from Izzy Durst, as Lennon Graber and Bailey Schreiner is going to check in.
So, every player got a minute on varsity tonight.
That's
That was on the
what
bench.
we love to see it. Patrick down, finds Conkling, and she fights through the defenders. As Dossett has it, Dossett shot off the top. What do you think about that, Joe?
So about 2:30 left here. Wildcats 71-24, fourth period.
71-24.
Great game from our girls.
What a game. Anytime you put up 71 points, it is a wonderful day, as Huxman's offense has just been moving, man. As Schreiner's three-pointer is too hard. And again, another offensive rebound. And Durst tries a three-pointer. And this was in and out. The Lady Cats are hype for their bench players getting some reps.
And Durst has missed a couple, made a couple. She has not lost her confidence to let it fly,
I
and
think
that's why.
she has close to 7 points
Oh, yeah.
this game. So big step up from her 0.8 she had. She didn't get much minutes last season, but I think she's starting to prove herself and come into her own.
Yeah, definitely. So we have almost an all-freshman lineup except for Stas and Durst. But this is a young team that can compete.
Yeah, and as Prescott is a whole head of steam, raise it up.
You know, that's good etiquette by the freshman there. Don't need to injure anyone on a fast break when you're up this much.
You gotta let them score. I mean, 113, this game's over.
Yeah. Let him get a bucket.
Lady Cats are going to improve to 1-0 as Stas gets it in.
And then that's what you got to do. You got to respond right after that.
I mean, 73 points is quite the showing. Moundridge is 6-0 all-time versus Elyria, about to be 7-0. Closest game was in 2021, 37-23. This is the most points they've ever scored against Elyria is tonight. Flows one up off of Schreiner, and that is going to do it.
30 seconds will let the clock wind down. Tell you what your final score is going to be.
As the guys are getting ready to take over, Moundridge improves to 1-0 on the year, and Elyria falls to 0-1 in about 24 seconds as Dossett has it. Dossett tries and bricks.
And we're expecting big things from both teams of the boys tonight. So
yeah, it's going to be a fun one. I'm excited. Yeah. And another turnover. So stat pad in the turnover category. 5 seconds left. 4, 3, 2, and way down. Great effort by Prescott, though. And that is going to be the final score, 73-28. Stick around for action of the boys' game. We have some interesting things to do.
That'll wrap up the Lady Wildcats.
I mean, great game, 73-28. And you couldn't ask for a better showing. As they're going to tap up midcourt, and we'll be back in about 10 minutes. And we welcome you back for boys basketball action here. We're going to get into a little pregame here, and my thoughts is that what the Cats need to do to win is just play your game. Speed the ball up, push the ball through court in transition. You got to fight through the screens. So, and if you're Elyria, you got to slow the game down. The Wildcats are a fast-paced team. You got to slow the game down and facilitate your ball. You got to get the ball to Ty Romero. We're going to talk about him a lot tonight. He's one of the best basketball players in the Elite State League. Probably one of the best in 1A Division II as well.
Yes, I think the key tonight is just to run the ball in the paint, try and get all those open looks that you can, execute the plays that coach has drawn up, and be the more dominant player. You know, physicality is going to win tonight.
And one of the interesting things here about Elyria is they're playing a 1-3-1, so they're really going to, if the Wildcats are going to want to win by a lot, they're going to have to shoot well. And a 1-3-1 is going to allow a lot of opportunities. Expect Bear Modomar to get hot tonight as he looks to have a repeat of last year where he averaged 13 points a game. They did lose senior Creighton Knitz, which was 17 points a game. Huge loss, but as in creates so many more opportunities for how good and athletic this basketball team is. I mean, they're back-to-back state champions for a reason. Elyria went on a 20-game losing streak after their loss to Moundridge in their first last season. As we're going to cut it over to our starting lineup now. And so far, boys basketball, 2025. As coaches, Coach Knitz, second-year head coach here at Moundridge High School. State championship, couldn't have drawn it up better. 3 losses, but also 26 wins. Coach Ma, 20th year as assistant coach for Moundridge High, led under Vance Unruh for a lot of the time. Look for him, he's an experienced guy, great basketball guy, just an all-around team player. And your starting point guard, and number 2, Kaiser Knitz Jr., 6.9 points a game last season with 3 rebounds and 4.2 assists. One of the best defenders in 2A. Look for him to facilitate a lot of open shots to his playmakers.
And we got number 10, Heath Churchill, a junior. First year as a starter, averaged 1.8 points per game last year.
And Henry Heacock's all-around athlete, 3-sport athlete, sports in Kansas, player of
welcome to the campus of Central Christian College. Please help me welcome our guests, Moundridge, for coming over.
Zach Dixon and Bear Modomar.
The Kansas State High School.
And your bench contributors, Jesse Lutz, Leighton Schmidt, cap right off. We're going to get kicked off here in about 27 seconds. We are ready to go.
By being courteous to all players, coaches, officials, and fans. Thank you for modeling this high standard of character. We'd like to be open until the end of halftime of this game.
I think this is going to be a completely different game than what you saw. One of the biggest things that you're going to see here, a lot of shots coming up. There's not going to be a lot of turnovers. Both these teams are very dilated, very locked in on their goal. Elyria went 20-2 last season before losing to Lebo. Here on a 20-game win streak, riding hot, as Knitz is going to be your first starter.
Senior, number 10, Gavin Robertson.
And yeah, nobody wants to lose tonight, so it's definitely going to be a good physical game. A lot of people here watching, a lot of big names are in the gym, so a lot of expectations from both teams. Got Ty Romero, #1 player in 1A.
Yeah, 1A Division II, sports in Kansas, player to watch. There's 3 sports in Kansas players to watch. There's a lot of talent on this floor, so it's going to be fun here. Your starters for the Elyria Christian Eagles is number 10, Gavin Robertson, number 13, Landon Schneider, number 14, Carter Noggle, number 15, Ty Romero, and number 24, Andrew Huxman.
Number 15, Ty Romero. For the Wildcats,
Very senior-heavy team, the polar opposite of last year, only losing 1 key player in Creighton Cadets.
Andrew Huxman. Wildcats are coached by Dustin Knitz, assisted by Courtney Monomog and Riley King. The Eagles are coached by Zach Goodrich, assisted by Tim Wilson and Caleb Frey.
8 minutes, here we go.
Getting ready for tip-off.
Request for 3 straight.
Wildcats season opener. We'll say one last thank you to Center Circle for letting us use their gym tonight. Big shout out to them. And yeah, I'm just excited for a good competition tonight, you know. Watch some great basketball. I think our team's final huddle will come to an end soon, so
You gotta play your game. And if you're Elyria, why not go out there and shock them? They have nothing to lose. They proved it last season. You lose in your home opener, you're gonna win 20 straight. Best team that will probably play all year. For Moundridge, this is a great way to see how good you are against a underrated 1A team. I mean, 1A D2, 2 classes away from them. We're gonna get tipped off. Heath Churchill on Ty Romero tipping off 2 6'5" players. And we're off here. Elyria in the white, Moundridge in the red, as Huxman now hangs this one off to Romero. Moundridge lines up in that traditional man defense, which is working for them. They have so many athletes to spread that floor too. As Robertson's gonna shift around and can't find anyone, fires to Huxman. And right back to Robertson. Needs to get the ball, they wanna get the ball to Romero. And they're gonna find one in down there. Huxman with it. Towards ACL. As Romero's first shot right off the top of the rim.
And I think we'll see a lot of Tonight is Huxman and Romero are going to be their best scoring options for Elyria.
Yeah, and you got to look at also, I mean, number 12. He's going to come off the bench, and there's a bank-in 3 from Model Mug. And I do believe I owe him $5 now. And Romero now has it. Mog gets his kicked off on the season with a bank-in 3. It's open. Romero drives through, gonna find one out. Tried to do a reverse layup, but that's caught. Huxman has it, passes up the opportunity, flips out. Noggle has it. Right back down to Robertson in the corner. Dixon guarding closely, great footwork.
And, you know, Elyria's being really patient. They're not rushing the shot. They're waiting to get some open.
Robertson's 3, nothing but net.
And, yeah, that patience was key today.
Gavin Robertson, that's one thing, too. You can't get too sped up like we said. You got to slow the game down, and if you facilitate your shots in there, too, you're going to have a lot of open opportunities. They can only play that high-up intensity defense for so long. Peacocks has it right back down to Commits. He gives this one to Model Mug, who just scored on the play prior. Peacock's 3-pointer, all chords from the senior, gets us kicked off 6-3. We're trading.
Yeah, we're going to have to wait to see a 2-point bucket because all it's been is 3 so far.
And it's some Fuego basketball. Romero spins out, fires one down to Schneider.
That'd be cool to see. A game which is all 3-pointers.
Yeah, it'd be high scoring, that's for sure. Passes one right back down to Noggle. Noggle has this, fires one out of bounds. Great discipline by Dixon to not go after that. Couple pairs of 3s for the Wildcats. We know how well they can shoot the ball. I know Coach Knitz really emphasizes shooting, and as he should. I mean, if you have a guy like Bearmont and even Henry Hecox, who is an underrated shooter, his trends last year, I mean, you don't score 9 points a game without shooting any on the arc. As he has this one now, dribbles through, fires one on a long pass to Model Mod. He has this one now. Mod thinks about shooting it, takes a step back, steps back, fires an absolute jumper up to Knitz, and he uses his athleticism to get up there.
Fouls on Carter Noggle, his first team foul number 1.
And foul on Carter Noggle.
And we're hoping somebody would tell Carter to tuck in his jersey because it is just hanging out right now.
Oh, Heath was up too, but he tucked it back in. Peacocks finds Dixon down low, draws a double team. Knitz open on the short corner, but he didn't get it to him.
And Leighton Schmidt, number 5, will check in sooner or later to the game.
Peacock's floater, the bank is open for the Cats. 3-8, 4 minutes and 30 seconds left to go.
And that's one thing Hecox is good at. He plays fundamental basketball, you know, kind of like, I'm not going to say that, but
He's an athlete. Let's just say he's an athlete and he uses his athleticism. I think this is a fair comparison. He's not a basketball player. He's an athlete.
yes.
And
Fouls on Henry Hecox.
he uses his
Football,
athleticism.
track,
Basketball, I mean, all-state QB, all-state linebacker, man.
he does it all.
Athletes all around as Schmidt comes in. He plays starting minutes for Zach. They really rotate a lot. Zach usually gets the starting nod every time. But they're both the same skill. I mean, you have two experienced bigs as Ty Romero shoots a jump shot. Knit's looking. Led the team in assists last season. Finds Churchill, who's been quiet all game. Modomog tries to get something going again. 1 for 1, 3 points.
You know, Cats are being patient, looking for those open shots, not taking something they can't make.
Forces one down here to Mod. Modomog right back to Hecox. Leighton Schmidt wide open, tries to find a cutting Knitz, and Hecox's three-pointer is just off the lip of the rim. And Romero, who has missed a three-pointer this game already, 1 for 2.
Elyria already coming out in a press.
Yeah, you wanna speed them up, but you can't speed yourself up. You wanna speed the other team up. That's a hard thing to do. You gotta have discipline. Modomog thinks about shooting. It's gonna drive and take this. Finds Hecox. What a pass from Modomog.
Yeah, and if it just becomes the press game, that'll just show what team's more conditioned.
Yeah, and Modomog with a great court vision on there. Didn't have many assists last season, only 1.2 a game, but him starting that off and finding Hecox, that's big. Churchill finds one down here. Almost tips that from Huxman here. Robertson, who had a three earlier, finds his way in, and that one's off the front. Elyria can't stop Moundridge is on a 7-0 run. Finds this one to Modomog. He thinks about it's going to take it down. And the left-handed finish is no good as Churchill finds it. He's blocked by Ty Romero, and that's going to be fouled. Battle of the Talls as Romero's going to go for a sip of water.
I know we're all thinking it. If Churchill gets one, fast breakaway, you know he's going for it.
Modomog will dunk it. Schmidt
will dunk it. Ty will dunk it.
Romero, for sure. And that one rattles in and out of the rim. Heath is really, in my opinion, their only true dunker who could do it not on a fast break. You can lob it to him.
He is the most consistent dunker on the team.
And Knitz really likes to find those opportunities. You saw Creighton last year. He had a lot of lobs, a lot of opportunities up there. So Knitz knows how to get those guys involved here as Romero has it. And shakes and bakes the top of the wing. Floats down. Hecox playing great defense. Finds this one. Robertson off the top. And Knitz flies up there, gets the rebound. Modomog stops in transition. His three-pointer off the top. Heath, just a pogo stick, man. You can't really. You gotta box him out hard if you're gonna get that.
No, yeah. Heath gets it back in the thing. He's putting it right back up. And
he's going to average a lot of rebounds this season.
Oh, yeah, number 12, Kepeladoff will check in next possession.
As Huxman now has his top of the key. Hands this one down to Robertson. And foul beyond Churchill. And Hecox will come out. Flies one down as Robertson and an and one. Foul on Leighton Schmidt. Gavin Robertson, 5 points for Elyria's 5. Goes to the line. Schmidt draws the first foul for him.
Gavin Robertson at the line, shooting 1.
And Robertson, his first free throw of the game, and all boards. Elyria crawling back, 6-point deficit as we're going to draw a press here. And as you can see, Adolph in gets the ball for the first time. He's a flashy guy, kind of a raw guy off the bench, and Modelmark throws it up on the lob. Full court lob, lays it up, Modelmark making a statement early.
Elyria can't press out on the other side of the court too heavy because that's going to happen every single time. You know, they're going to make those long passes.
You gotta keep three back. I think the best press you could run against this team is a too high press with your three guys back to stop that.
The baseball pass is what Dustin calls it.
Romero, straight down. We call that the home run play. Yeah, and again, they're just moving the ball. The best way to beat a press is by moving the ball well. And not just a slip up there. Noggle has it, hands this one down to Robertson. He understands it now after missing his first of his new possession. 3-point ball game here.
And the gym's going to start getting rowdy on the Elyria side after that.
It's going to get pretty hype. Robertson is having quite the game. Here's another steal. That momentum shifted. It's interesting to see. Noggle thinks about it. Romero's going to take this baseline. Throws one up on a reverse layup. Ty Romero. That athleticism is always going to be there. You got to have help side defense on that. Elyria full of athletes. Gavin Robertson has really came into his own as Modelmark thinks about it. Modelmark's three-pointer. Bricks off the top, wanted a foul, couldn't get it.
Yeah, Hutchins got a little bit of his hand there.
And it's stripped away. Keppel Adolph running with a whole head of steam. A 3-on-1 opportunity. He's going to lay this one up. And off the top, as gets his own rebound. Modelmark's three-pointer is going to be wide left, but a rebound by Leighton Schmidt, and he puts it in on a reverse. Quite the interesting quarter here. 3-point ball game, 13-16. Elyria is responding nicely, led by Gavin Robertson. 7 points.
So interesting first quarter.
Yeah.
Elyria started to pick it up towards the end of that.
Yeah. And I believe that once this home crowd and once our crowd gets into it, it's going to be fun. This gym's going to get rowdy. Both two really good basketball teams.
Yeah, we're going to see the progression of the loudness in this gym change throughout the game. It's going to be really quiet from the start, and I promise you're going to be really hard to hear.
You can see the athleticism all around. You saw Ty Romero's reverse layup there. In traffic, too, you got to have help side defense come in because anytime you're going to shove through and you don't have help side defense up, he's going to do that reverse every time.
Yeah. And it's not a secret. Ty's their best player.
No, he's their best player. But Gavin Robertson is really making a statement early as Nate Romero, Ty Romero's brother, is going to come in. So we had some sibling duos in the first game, and now in the second we have another sibling duo. Moundridge looking to go up by 2 scores. Knit's walking up the ball. Down and around, Modelmark has not made a statement behind the arc like he normally does.
And he usually does. You know, he tries the three every single game. It's what he shines in.
Thinks about trying the three there. Stutter steps through and throws one up. Knit's wide open. Hezzies finds Modelmark. Ripped away by Schmidt. He cocks his three-pointer. Nothing but net. Cha-ching. Up by 6 now. If you're Elyria, you need to find that momentum again.
And Moundridge deciding not to press, which, I mean,
I understand it because they have so many. They've been burnt, right? And anytime you get burnt like that, you don't want that. Here, an ISO opportunity for Ty. Great defense by Hecox. Really keeping away his hands. He had a lot of fouls last season when on a main guard. Huxman in trouble at the top of the key. Hands this one off to Robertson. Robertson flashes through, and that's going to be called for a travel. Moundridge has a huge opportunity. This possession can really sway the momentum of the game. If you score here, you put them on a 3-point game, three possession game.
And talk about some of the players here. Adolph, kind of their pest guy, the guy who gets on steals, their point guard. Ty point guard too.
Knitz has it. Floats one up to Adolph. Underrated shooter. Finds Schmidt though, and he catches high and he finishes high. Stat pad in the rebound category and can't finish. Romero throws down, should have been a call for both hands on. As Huxman wrestles the ball away. Robertson already has 7, hands this one off to Romero. Andrew throws one up, and they're going to call a blocking foul on Knitz. It'll be Knitz's first.
Fouls on Kaiser Knitz, his first. Team foul number 1. Andrew Huxman at the line, shooting 2.
And yeah, we got a lot of physical athletes on the floor tonight, so I feel like this won't be a really high fouling game. I think there'll be a lot of that, but yeah, there's going to be some contact, and we're going to have to finish through it if we want to get to the paint. So.
Yeah, you got to fight through screens. Elyria loves to set their screens and curl around. So you got to fight through screens and push the ball in transition like you've been doing. That's how they've scored. And you got to finish around the hoop, too. They had a really good opportunity to go up by 3 possessions there, but Schmidt missed his layup. As they're going to play a little patty cake here with the ball, trying to break this press. There's a lob up to Hecox.
Yeah, and this press is going to be the main decider of the game, so right back needs to break it every time.
Right back down here. Adolph, wide open three-pointer is off the front of the rim. Huxman has this, going to set the screen here. Another Elyria screen. Nago floats around, tries to go back out to Romero here. Ty Romero on the bench. It's a great opportunity for them to take the lead a little bit. As Brodus has it, makes Adolph stumble a little bit.
So far, some good defense from the Wildcats. Haven't scored yet.
And timeout. Full timeout for Elyria. Coming back from a full timeout by Elyria. Ty Romero kicks back in and he's going to step out. Knitz now has this, crosses that volleyball line. They really like to get a pass out by then. Hecox tries the corner 3, just too long. Great rebound by Schmidt and Henry's floater. Nothing but net, just the wrong direction.
Fouls on Heath Churchill, his second, number 2.
Romero walking it up, calling this play. Interesting, I don't know. If I was Elyria, Ty's not bringing up the ball. He's getting open for a shot. I don't know. He's athletic enough. I would have someone like Robertson carried up. Romero's jump shot. Way off as Knitz uses his athletic ability to get up there. Modelmark wants to get active a little bit more. You can tell he's trying to get a 3 involved. Schmidt floats around, finds Modelmark up top. Top of the key, finds Hecox, and they're going to call that a foul.
Fouls on Gavin Robertson, his first. Fouls on Ty Romero, his second.
And Ty Romero picks up his second. Floating around the ball up top. Wildcats move the ball pretty well. Up top, Kmitz thinks about it. Trying to shake off. Grayson Brodus has played some incredible defense here. He's only 5'8". Wildcats are nonchalantly passing this ball around.
Yeah, good thing there's no shot clock in high school.
And Monomock finds Churchill. He tries to go up and he banks it off the top. Steve Churchill gets on the board. 21-14. Elyria down by a touchdown and an extra point. Up top is Hecox. Romero closely as Noggle hands this one off to Romero. Romero back out to Robertson. He flies around the court very well. Romero tries to find Brodus. Kind of undersized. The lengthy guy like Churchill on him, kind of a mismatch as Romero's three-pointer from the corner. Too long. Wildcats trying to go up by double digits here with a three-pointer, and Knitz is going to float one up, and that'll be good. Up by 9. Kaiser Knitz, underrated floater. Left-handed finish too. It's body control. Romero drives in, trying to get it done. Throws a no-looker to Motomog, and he's going to look to stop in transition. Spins around, looks to throw up one off the front of the rim. Trapping down low. Churchill gets it. He goes up. And no shot. Heath wants a dunk. You can tell.
Oh, yeah. He's a physical kid. Jumping out of the gym. Oh, yeah. I know. He's got the potential to get one tonight. He's on a fast break. I wouldn't be surprised he throws it off the glass. But great ball movement by the Wildcats. I mean, they're getting everything open that they want.
Yeah. Motomog's three-pointer in and out of the rim. Romero throws. Huxman thinks about it. Back to him. Romero throws again. Right back to him. Playing a little patty kick as Huxman drives in. He's going to lay one up. He's going to get an and one. And foul on Leighton Schmidt. That's his second.
Dixon's going to check in for Schmidt now.
Andrew Huxman at the line shooting one.
Going to see how he will perform with about 1:30 left in the second.
As Huxman they want to close in that Wildcats lead, and a three-point play like that is big. 17-23, 1:25 left to go in the second. And Motomont goes around up top, finds one over to Hecox. They're going to try to get a shot. I doubt they hold the ball for all 1:07, and that's going to be a foul on Huxman or Romero. And foul on Huxman. I want to put Romero at 3, so he's pretty lucky he didn't get called for that, but that is first personal for Andrew Huxman. Romero at 3, 2 fouls, potentially 3, needs to keep his hands off. You do not want to go into the half having 3, because then you only get 2 to spare, and that's your best player for Elyria. But so far, Gavin Robertson has impressed me.
And one thing I want to say is this is about the exact opposite of the girls. This is an old team with about
fouls on Gavin
4
Moore.
starter seniors, I
They
think.
have 4 senior starters, and they're experienced. You're going to see that little halftime interview with Coach Knitz. One of his words he describes his team is experienced, and it shows in this game. Dixon tries from 3. Too long. Not a bad shot. He's open in the corner. Romero spins around, finds this one down to Huxman. Huxman to Noggle. Shakes and bakes at the top, the right wing. Robertson, wide open layup off the top of the rim.
Got about 15 seconds left, probably the final play of the quarter if Wildcats execute correctly.
Yeah. And they really like to do this shot. They're going to try to get a corner 3 here. And here we go. Bear Montemag's going to take this one himself. Tries to go up for a dunk, and they're going to call a block and one. Bear Mon, 1.1 left to play in the second. 17-25.
So we'll probably see a free throw from Montemag and a giant heave from Elyria.
Yeah, one of the things that the Cats like to do in these last second talks, they have a play. And it's to get the ball to Bear Montemag with 4 seconds or less. And that free throw is in and out. Huxman's going to throw up a heave, and that's going to be off to the cameraman. Coming up, an interview with Coach Knitz. We'll be back in 5. second-year head coach of the Moundridge Wildcats, head coach Dustin Knitz. I'm going to ask you a few questions and get everything going. So,
Sounds good.
first question is, what's your expectations for the season?
I'd say we want to be playing our best basketball, at the right time, which means at the end of the year. Obviously, we have a mid-season tournament that we want to, go into and play some strong basketball and just start the season off and progress and be playing our best basketball towards the end. That's the goal.
All right. And then, so how's the first couple weeks been with no games and just practicing?
It's been good. Last year was my first season, so it kind of felt like a rush process. We only had so many practices to get all of our stuff put in for the, first game, and then the preseason tournament happened so fast after that. This season has been kind of nice. So we have most of the things put in, and it seems like we just hit the ground running, and it's been a good first 2 weeks.
And then, what's the biggest difference between this year's team and last year's team?
I think we bring more experience. All those guys have kind of been there through the tough battles over the years, and they're going to take that experience and have a good start to their season. I think our weights program has really developed some guys into, they're jumping higher, they're bigger and stronger, they're quicker, they're faster. I'm excited to see what our guys do, in the game with that ability.
And then if you could describe this year's team in one word, what would it be?
Oh, that one's a little bit tougher. I'd say, first of all, experienced. Yep, that would be my words. They're experienced, and I like to think that they're pretty tough as well.
Yeah. And how do you keep your guys locked in the first stretch of the season? No games, just practices, and it can feel like kind of a drag. So
yeah, it's just a balance of keeping things fresh and reviewed and tuned up, but yet getting some competitive drills going so that they can get up and down and get in shape and play full speed, as much as full speed can be in practice.
Yeah. Thank you.
Yep.
And we welcome you back. Second half action, 17-25. This has been one crazy games full of momentum swings and a lot of other interesting factors that go into a game like this. Ty Romero, 2 fouls. Can't pick a non-foul trouble, but he's questionable. You got to watch that. Guys like Leighton Schmidt, he's probably not going to play a lot in the third quarter because he's got 2 fouls as well. Elyria remains possession. Floats one up to Huxman. Huxman right back down. Fires one through and he gets his first points of the game is Landon Schneider.
Yeah, I don't think Elyria is having a problem getting stuff done offensively. It's just they need to execute it well, and Moundridge has done that more. So I think that the offensive possessions are going to matter a lot. You know, 19-25, that's not a safe lead.
As Churchill floats one up, uses his athletic ability and a huge rebound by Dixon. He flows up and draws a foul.
Fouls on Andrew Huxman for his second. Zach Dixon at the line, shooting 2.
As Dixon puts up first points of the game, all chords. Dixon, a pretty decent free throw shooter. I mean, he was 55% last season. And his in and out. 1 point for Dixon. Romero brings this one up. Huxman now has it, left wing. Romero, number 15, is just quite the first half overall. As he did that reverse layup. Robertson, though, has really just surprised me just as a basketball player. He had a big first quarter and throws it to the wrong white shirt guy. You got about a 5 and 6 chance of getting that right. Huxman now has it. And another thrown out of bounds. There's no momentum in this gym. It's pretty quiet. We're waiting on a score. We're waiting on a big score for this place to erupt.
It's really quiet.
Everyone's settling back in. That's usually how this goes. So once a big shot comes up, everyone will get going again. But overall, this is pretty low atmosphere. The cheerleaders are going to get them back in it.
Yeah, this is a varsity game. It's not like it's a JV game where the stadium's already packed. It's just packed and it's quiet.
And a foul on Hecox. Got to watch those.
Fouls on Henry Hecox, his
Second personal foul. Romero tries to find someone, gonna get cut through on Schneider. Robertson tries to get it again, and that one is off the front of the rim. Robertson kind of doesn't have a high arcing shot, kind of straightforward.
Which from times is not a bad thing.
Baltimore has it, floats one down, draws a double team. Huge trap here. And wide open is Dixon. He's going to call for the ball and gets his third point of the game on a left-handed finish from Zach Dixon.
Yep, and that is why you talk, as I've said again.
Yeah, and Henry saw him. Henry's got some pretty good court vision in there too. But interestingly enough, we've only had We've only had three rotations. So far, Knitz's rotations have only been 2, which is interesting because when you're only floating in 7 guys, fouls start to add up. And a lot of these guys have 2 fouls. And I'm very curious on when they're going to get Lutz involved a little bit too. Churchill has it right back to Knitz, finds Hecox. And another turnover for the Cats. This place is dead. It's quiet as Romero floats around. Inside reverse layup. Ty Romero using his length to his advantage. Skips through the paint. And Knitz tries to draw the foul, doesn't call it. Romero's driving down, flips through, and gets a foul call on Hecox. That's his 3rd personal. Cats want to know why they called that, but not the one on the possession prior.
Ty Romero at the line.
As Hecox will come out, as that's his third personal. 2 more to go in only the third quarter. It's dangerous territory. 21-28 as Ty Romero puts that one through.
For the Wildcats.
Romero wanted the dunk too, but Hecox drew some pretty good defense on him. It's not a horrible foul. As Romero goes 1 for 2 from the line. 5:19, 22-28, third period. Floats one up. Churchill thinks about it and they go up. Great patience. Patience is going to be a key for big men down low, and I think that everyone on this team has patience. I mean, they don't force opportunities. They don't do a lot of questionable. They don't throw the ball away a lot. Schneider draws one down, and that's going to be a foul on Hecox. Dixon, excuse me, with the foul. That's his first personal. He's done a wonderful job at not fouling. A tendency he had last season was getting on the fouls early.
And I think just now we're starting to get into that foul game where it's going to go back and forth.
Yeah.
We're starting lining them up.
And that usually happens when your coaches make switches and they find different tendencies and they switch up their game plans at halftime. That's usually what this comes from.
Yeah, and I think giving Dixon a break here is a smart move.
Yeah, he's pretty flustered after the foul. He just needs to breathe a little bit. And Schneider goes 1 for 2. So Elyria, this could be a 3-possession ball game without missed free throws. Churchill drives through, gets the foul called again. So like Joe said earlier, the back and forth the foul game. This is when it's going to get interesting.
And Churchill, we know, not the greatest free throw shooter, but I'm fully confident he would put at least one of these in. So that's a good look from the Wildcats there to get that foul. First ball, and it'll just rattle out. Tough break for Heath Churchill, man. Second one from Heath will be good. He just needed a mulligan on his free throws. But I think the Wildcats defense has been pretty good so far.
Yeah, you fought one down here as Noggle tries his first three-point attempt, and rebounded by Romero when he puts that one through. 4:16 left to go. Timeout, Elyria. And joining us now is going to be number 3 for the Lady Wildcats, Cami Unruh. Just talk about her game a little bit. And coming up is Cami right now. So first of all, congratulations on a big win. Any day you score 73 points is all around pretty good game. So talk about what your expectations were going into that.
I think one of our big main focuses this year is speed the game up. We have the people to do it. Just to be able to speed other teams up and use that to our advantage is one of our high expectations for this year.
As Romero lays that one up, that's 2 back-to-back points here. And again, we're playing a physical ball as Elyria calls a timeout. And this place is back to rock, and all they needed was that tipping point. So Cami, talk about kind of you said your expectations in the game. Talk about how good of a team you guys are executing. Because you can have all these expectations, but at the end of the day, it's how well you execute that.
Yeah, I think we we went out there, we ran our stuff, we executed well. You know, I mean, against this kind of team, it's important to, you know, like execute well
and this a huge confidence booster going into the preseason tournament.
Yeah,
You're gonna
for
face
sure.
two pretty good teams pretty early in that. You got Inman on Tuesday.
Yeah.
So Ty, it's a short week. You're not gonna practice much. Talk about kind of how that's gonna look for you guys.
I mean, it'll definitely be a change from this game, but I think if we just come in with the same mindset and intensity that we did today, we have a good shot of putting up numbers against a tough team.
As Noggle goes up and he's going to draw the foul on Keppel Adolph. That's going to be his first personal. And we're just trading fouls back and forth. That's really how Elyria is staying in this ballgame. They're slowing the Wildcats down very well. All right, so last question here is your expectations for the entire season as a whole.
I think it's just, you know, obviously we want to go to state if we can. That's one of our big expectations. That's what we've been talking about since the beginning of the season, and just going out and really showing other people our potential and not hiding it like I think sometimes we did it last year.
All right.
So.
Thank you for coming on, and good luck for the rest of the way.
Thank you.
And we're trading back and forth here, 27 to 31, 3:28 left to go in the third period.
And just from that little bit, I feel like Elyria has picked it up a lot. The gym has gotten rowdy.
And it's the fouls. Anytime an opposing team commits a foul that gets you guys opportunity at free points, the fans are going to get rowdy. All they needed was that tipping point. You mentioned how the gym was quiet. People are settling back in. You need that tipping point of momentum, and you're going to carry that on.
Yeah. Huge part of basketball games is the energy in the gym. And you know,
shows three-pointer off the top of the rim. You were saying?
Yeah, I was saying a huge part of basketball games is the energy in the gym. So, like, if your team is rowdy, then you're going to play good. Like, people cheer for you. It's going to make you feel good. You're going to want to play better. So, them getting hyped up after those stops and a couple buckets from Ty.
As Churchill lobs that one on a layup. Takes one over and out now. Throws one around. Here's Huxman's three. Is a brick off the front of the lot. As Huxman tries it. Doesn't get it. Robertson already had 2 threes in the game already. Schneider drives down. Romero's three-pointer won't go. And Romero is down, and he's cramping. And we're going to get an injury timeout. So Romero looks to just be cramping a little bit. That's a tough one. Cramps are tough. He's going to be okay, though, in about 3 minutes when that wears down.
You know, cramps happen, I get it. Part of basketball. He just get down and get back to it.
Kmitz hands this one off to Schmidt in the corner. They kind of run out. Traditional, it's called Wildcat 5, and Montalban thinks about it. Kind of cuts back, floats one up, and that's going to be too strong off as Brodus will get the rebound. Pressuring the floor now is Adolph. Elyria is 1 3-pointer away from this place erupting, and they're going to call that a blocking foul. As Keppel
think
Adolph.
about it, it's a 2-possession game, 27 to 33. Elyria has caught back up. You know, they were down 8-1, I think, or something in the first, and it was really picking up for the Wildcats, but they've slowly kind of closed this gap. And even more so with...
It's the free throws. Realistically, Moundridge has had 5 total fouls this quarter. I mean, that's just something you don't want, because then you're going to get into bonus territory. They're already in bonus. You get a double bonus. That's two free shots every time.
Yeah, if we're down to fouls, they're kind of down to free throws. So it's one of the teams that can shoot when they're tired.
Coming back down is Knitz. Playing a little patty cake here. Modelmog has not gotten as active as I thought he would be. Knitz kind of open. They really like to move the ball around. They don't force shots. As Modelmark's floater is just off, and Huxman needs to get that. That's coming back here and off the fingertips of Huxman.
Becoming Elyria's way. 29-33. 2 or 1 possession ball game, kind of, the way you think about it. Heath with an absolute snatch.
Yeah, and Modelmark going down. Huxman is got 2 hands on him. You kind of shove down. Adolph's 3 is too long. 55 seconds ago, 29-33. This is going to be an interesting fourth quarter in terms of fouls. You've got to cut down the fouls.
Yeah, the Wildcats really need to get something going offensively. They're kind of in a little bit of a drought.
And Elyria actually beat the Wildcats in the Summer League. So they can win this game. This is not anywhere near out of reach. They do need to start getting some momentum on their side, though. It's been an uphill battle for them so far. And, you know, the Cats, they started out strong. They're coasting now. It's something you can't do. Huxman has this. Flies around. Robertson's three-pointer off the top of the iron.
And this will probably be the last play of the half if the cards are played right, so we'll see.
Wildcats are going to want to slow this ball down, hold it a little bit. 7 seconds left on the clock. Adolph has out the logo. Floats one down, gives this one to Modelmark, and they're going to call hands up. So Modelmark going to draw a foul. That's number 14. Carter Noggle with his second personal. And fourth foul. There's been a lot of fouls this game. 9 total fouls in a quarter is pretty much unheard of.
Yeah, and you better believe this ball is going to Bear Modelmark.
And I wouldn't doubt it's not a three-pointer here. Keppel has it. Floats one up, and it's going to hit off the left side of the glass. 29-33. Don't go anywhere. We'll be back in a minute.
He's not afraid to take that three when he has it at the perimeter. So
Heacock's putting that up, and again another foul. This has been some sloppy basketball by the Cats here. 31-36. If you're Elyria, a simple 6-0 run gets you back in this and gets you right there. Elyria has a serious chance if they get out of here to go undefeated on the season. They're going to be the best team in their conference. As Romero's off the front of the rim and in. 33-36. 32-36. Cats up by 4.
And you know, they do the same thing that we do. They double the ball screens.
Churchill thinks about it, going to drive in, floats one up, and that's going to be a block on Ty Romero. Got a little frisky on the contact there. Wouldn't have been shocked if that was called a foul. Eagles are getting frisky. Only down by 4. And they were down by a lot more the last game.
Yeah, the Eagles have definitely clawed their way back into closing the scoring gap of this ball game. So good to see that they're working offensively. And Wildcats need to get something going on offense here quickly.
Yeah, you know, 4-point game. They really haven't done much in this fourth quarter. Granted, it's only been 2 minutes. But they need to be more patient. That's one of the biggest things. They're forcing a lot of inside shots when they shouldn't be more patient. And they're going to call a foul on number 14, Carter Noggle. That's his 3rd personal. Correction, that's his 5th, actually. And he'll be coming off. That'll be it for Carter Noggle. As Romero and back in. Knitz has this one down to Churchill. Again, these inside shots they're trying to create. I'd like to see them start shooting it, and that's going to be a foul on Romero.
Fouls on Ty Romero. His 3rd.
His 3rd personal. 2nd team foul of the quarter.
And yeah, I think in these last 6 couple of minutes, it's going to start getting really physical. It's going to just be who wants it more.
And if you're Elyria, you got to stay composed in this. You can't go out of your way. And almost a great finish by Hecox, and they're going to call that a jump ball. Very interesting. Great play by Romero on the backside.
You know, Elyria's got to start, or not Elyria, Moundridge's got to start playing some heavy defense now. They're going to start pressing the ball because...
And a foul on Churchill. Moundridge is shooting themselves in the foot. That's been the moral of the story the entire game. The fouls that they have committed have single-handedly kept Elyria in this game.
And Moundridge need to start mitigating mistakes right now. You know, they can't.
You can't digress. You can't digress on your momentum. That's one of the biggest things. Huxman has this one down to Robertson. Tripping him is Churchill, and they're going to call that a foul. That's 2 fouls for Churchill in 30 seconds.
Fouls on Heath Churchill, his 4th. Team foul number 3.
I think coach is just going to let him play it out. He's got 4.
As Lutz will come in most likely for Churchill. He's a shooter. He dropped 23 in the JV game.
Jesse Lutz in for the
As 4 fouls for Churchill, he's going to come off.
And I was talking to Lutz before the game. He said he had a little bit of first game jitters, so just see what he does and how he responds to that.
I mean, he played varsity last. He should be fine. Romero shaking and baking down low. Huxman's 3-pointer off the front of the rim. Adolph now has it. And almost throws this straight out of bounds. It's the turnover. You can't shoot yourself in the foot. This has been a 4-point ball game for the last 3 minutes and a timeout from Connect. So fouls have kept this a 4-point ball game. Elyria has done a great job. They have won this fourth quarter so far.
But if the Wildcats say we get to another 3, we get up 39-32, Elyria got to start fouling. They're not going to have those players to do that because they're already getting a lot of fouls.
Yeah, and that's one of the things too is the fouls. You're right. They got to be smart on who they foul. If they need that, I mean, there's still 5 minutes left. But overall, I mean, you get to a 4-point, 5-point game, even a 6-point, you're going to need to start fouling in the late minute. They won't start fouling until about a minute 30. All they need is a 3 to sway this momentum. The Cats have absolutely no chemistry going right now on offense.
Yeah, I think the last point that they got was Hecox's 3. So yeah, once they get something going offensively, it'll turn it around for them.
All right, it's just about getting back on track. And if you're Elyria, don't panic. It's a 4-point game, 5:13 left to go. Montemar hands this one off to Lutz. He fires in, stripped by Romero, but retains possession again. 2 back-to-back costly plays. And Montemag's going to take it himself in there.
Yeah, and that's a great physical take by Montemag to get the scoring up by himself.
6-point game. Elyria has done a fantastic job at playing them close. I'm very impressed with that. Huxman has this, dances around, hands this one off to Robertson, who had a big first quarter, guarded closely by Lutz. Robertson takes this, bounces off. Brodus now throws one up. Robertson's jumper won't go. Kickball violation. Can't panic. Cannot panic. 4:13 left to go. 32-38. For the Cats, scoring here is massive.
Yes, and you know Elyria is going to come out in that press because they have to get some stops.
I think speeding up the ball is their best opportunity for that. Pressure him early. Elyria did a great job at that. Beginning of the game, they pressured him early. Pressure him at the end. Get him confused a little bit. Lutz 3-pointer, just off the top, gets his own rebound. As Moundridge wants a foul. Commits his off the front of the rim, and again, the Cats cannot score down low.
And I think we're getting to the point where some of the physical plays won't be counted as foul.
And they are going to call a charge on Bear Montemag. Quite the acting job he just put on. He's done it well a few times last season in the sub-state championship game. He had a beautiful charge on that. Lutz thinks about it, drives in, going to put up a floater, and that one's off the glass. And 40-32, the Cats are running away with it. Falling out of reach for the Eagles. They need to score, and they need to score quick. They got hit over the court. Robertson drives in, one-on-one, and they're going to call that a foul on Lutz. And actually, correction, that'll be on Keppel Adolf. That's his 3rd foul.
Gavin Robertson at the line, shooting 2.
And that's good to see some of the bench players that are coming up now get some reps and looking for those open gaps. Lutz just attacked it right and got right to the paint.
That's a gutsy drive, and that was
beautifully
executed.
Good pump fake, got his defender jump.
Yeah.
Just took a shot from there, so he was fully expecting it. Yeah, great play.
32-40, 3:08. Couldn't ask for a better game.
Great season opener. Had some expectations from players that we did see tonight. I mean,
Knitz has this down, looking for a drop-off pass. He really likes to shine and assist. Montemag, I don't know why he did not shoot that. That's in his range. He doesn't take the shot. They're running kind of an up high. They still are in that 1-3-1. And it's so far it's working. They're not facilitating a lot of shots down low, and even with the makes in there.
That was on Gavin Robertson, his 4th, team foul number 4.
and we'll see how Elyria responds defensively, needing a stop here desperately. Like, they have to get that going. Oh my goodness. The leap from Heath was absolutely crazy.
And Alexman has this one down. Forces around, lobs one up, and they're going to call that a foul on Montemag. He's
Fouls on Baird Modelmont. His first team foul number 5. Andrew Huxman.
as that's going to be Modelmont's first foul of the game, as Huxman's low arcing free throws in. And 2 for 2 from the line. Timeout, full timeout for Elyria. 35-40, 2:39. They've done a good job at crawling back, not letting it slip out. Out and around now. We'll be back in a minute. And inbound with Elyria and kind of a press here. I mean, they're still going to be in that 1-3-1 once they cross half, and they're really disciplined about getting back into that as Rodas floats up there. Knit's back around here to Modelmark. He has not been active. Draws a double team. He can't know what to do, and they're going to call that a foul. Foul is going to be on Huxman. A push, and Modelmark will go to the line for 2. Wildcats knocking off the rust. Not their best game, but also not the worst I've seen from them. These first games, these are tough. I mean, last year they blew them out. Elyria got a lot better than last year. Their core 5 seniors, they're pretty good, and they're playing down, and it's a huge trap game. As 42-35, I mean, Elyria is ranked in 1A Division II, and Churchill pops that one out. Brodus retains possession. Wide open is Huxman. Finds Robertson. His three-pointer. Bricks it off the top. And last second, Huxman taps it when he shouldn't have. And Moundridge ball.
Winding down 2 minutes of the ball game is really going to pick up here for Elyria. They're starting to play heavy defense and playing with their hearts. So,
and one thing you can't do is get flustered. Like I said, this is crunch time. You know, this is where we find out Heath wide open down low. Monomar couldn't see him. Playing up and a timeout from Knitz. So Illyria's defensive possession there was huge, as Romero seems to be cramping again.
.143 left to play. Connor, what do you think's going to happen?
I think that Elyria, they're going to need a shot. Robertson, that was a big miss. You make that three, that's a completely different ball game. But I think Illyria's main goal is to get this ball to tie. You get the ball to tie, he does his thing. Romero is their guy, and you got to get it into your guys' hands. And if you're Moundridge, be patient. No rush. You're up by 2 scores. Sit back, relax, play your game, be patient, run your offense, and don't force anything. I mean, they have 2. They got a non-starter, and they have Jesse Lutzen.
But he's proven that he can do pretty good on the floor for varsity.
That was a big shot they had. as Romero's not in. This is the time to take advantage. Romero's getting ironed out. Hecox forks one down, and he's going to score. That's a big bucket.
And I think that's what Moundridge needed to make that gap pretty big.
And Romero checks in, cramping all game. As Romero tries, Robertson once again just can't hit. As Huxman tries now, his three-pointer is off, and that's going to be Moundridge, Elyria's ball actually. So they're forcing a lot of shots, and that's normal in crunch time. They need to hit them. That's because it's a 9-point game. I'm very, very impressed by Elyria this season. I'm very, very impressed by this game. They have showed up. Moundridge has also played down to their competition tonight. Huxman tries to lob it up, and Romero close, but no cigar.
Yeah, he's an athletic kid. I know he can make that play, get up on that rim.
This is when you start fouling. This is when, after this possession is when you go, and here's the foul. So after this possession is over, that's when you go. That's when you get shot, right?
And they need to put it up quick. Like if they're going for the three, just take it, because that's all they can do.
You don't wait. A 2 is serviceable too. You just need to get points on the board. You foul. Hopefully, you know, if you're in Elyria, hopefully Moundridge misses here. I mean, he 58% free throw shooter last season. He's pretty well rounded. And his free throw is going to be rattling the rim. And back-to-back free throws is good. That points this at 11-point game with 54 seconds left. You're going to see some shots getting thrown up here. They're going to try to get it into Ty's hand. They try to do that lob. And Huxman puts in a shot in the timeout. Missed the travel call there. 46 seconds, 37-46, 9-point game. Elyria needs to foul and get a shot up.
But it's tricky because you gotta have the perfect amount of fouling and the perfect amount of shot attempts.
It's luck involved with this. You gotta have him miss the free throws. But I think that Henry's down low shot there iced the game, and that was huge.
Yeah, I don't see a world where Elyria comes back to this, but Tracy McGrady did it, so I feel like anyone could. 13 points in 30 seconds. Iconic. But no, this has been a great game so far. Good opener for the Wildcats. I think played physically, minor mistakes led it to a closer scoring game, but we'll see how these 46 seconds air out.
Expect the foul here, and you want to foul Kaiser, I feel like, but they're gonna get one in. Moundridge runs this through and is gonna get fouled. As Grayson Brodus gets a foul, that's his first personal. Moundridge just made 2 free throws earlier, can pretty much ice it and for sure seal it. And his first is good.
And I do think it's smart not putting everybody under the basket for these type of free throws, because I feel like Elyria is just going to try and throw the ball down the court and get a stop down there.
Pushing the ball up quick. They're going to try to get a shot. Huxman flows through, and that is going to be a charge call. Hanging on the rim is Romero. Escapes the technical, and this game is over.
Yeah,
out of reach for Elyria.
Pretty long time to hang on the rim for no reason.
Just fell out of their hands, and you know that's tough. But they showed up and they showed out tonight. They this is a very good team, and they are going to do some numbers. Could easily win state. And we're going to play the foul game.
Churchill headed to the line again. Can he put him down? Now, Elyria, coming off a loss, what do they got to do to reboot for next week?
You got to have a bad memory. That's one of the biggest things you can do as a basketball team is have a bad memory. And you can go in there and you can forget the loss and, you know, have that motivate you and keep putting. I mean, last season, I have no doubt that this team isn't going to go on a fantastic win streak as Romero tries to dunk it over Lutz.
I think these last 28 seconds are going to be stuff like that. Just try and go get one.
They just want to score. 28 seconds left, 37-50. The score does not reflect how close this game actually was, this back and forth game. Romero puts this one in.
Yes, the Wildcats breaking 50 as adjustment from these past couple free throws. We can't forget it was like a 3-point game.
I mean, they had 38 points with 3 minutes left in the fourth. Pretty much that does it, and they're not going to foul. Moundridge completes the sweep and goes 4-0 in Elyria.
Yes, everybody with a big win tonight.
Final score 39-50. What a game. Elyria, great showing, and that'll do it.
Yeah. So final score 50-30. My bad, okay.
There we go.
Moundridge versus Elyria, not at Elyria.
1-0. Moving on, preseason tournament will be live Tuesday. Taking on Edmond, boys and girls. That'll be a fun one.